Hey, my name's Derek Hepworth, and I just wanted to clarify a few things about this. First of all, as a Mormon who grew up atheist and later converted to the church, as a college student and as a regular everyday living American, I understand that the concept of baptisms for the dead seems crazy. Like I get that, I really do. I used to, in all honesty, hate the Mormon Church and its members and its beliefs. Um, but this guy in his video, it's obviously about more than just not liking or understanding our beliefs. He has a predetermined stereotype for sure. There's something bitter going on here. He doesn't like Mormons. Maybe that's based on his own theological beliefs, and I don't mean to step on those at all, but um, he's obviously got a chip on his shoulder about Mormons. So just to clarify a few things, yes, we do perform baptisms for the dead vicariously on their behalf. But just to clarify, there are absolutely, and there never have been, and there never will be, any dead bodies involved. Um, just as if you were to get baptized in real life by your own choice, what it is it's an outward ordinance. So the baptism itself is an outward symbolic gesture, ordinance of an inward spiritual promise, an inward idea and value to say, I believe in Jesus Christ and I'm going to try my best throughout my life to serve Him, to serve my fellow men with love and devotion, and try to live the way that Jesus Christ lived and follow after His example. Um, so just as with living people, it's a symbolic gesture. We do this on behalf since they no longer physically have bodies. We do this on their behalf, and there were other posts on this that argued about if the dead accept it or not. And frankly, that's an irrelevant argument only because if you don't believe the doctrines of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which is the Mormon Church, Mormon is the nickname we go by, but if you don't believe those doctrines, then what are we actually doing to their spirit? If you don't believe the doctrines or the values or the ideas or the theology of the Mormon Church, that's fine. But essentially, if you don't believe that those things are true, that the church is true, then all you believe we're doing is having someone dunked in water while saying the name of a deceased person. And I don't mean to do any disrespect to their honor, and I can understand why that may seem offensive. But if you don't believe that the religion is true, then all you believe we're doing is saying someone's name while we're dunking them in water. And so what are we actually doing to the person or their spirit? It's kind of ironic, actually, because in his commentation he makes the sarcastic joke about, well, okay, I just got a revelation to baptize Joseph Smith and Brigham Young to the spaghetti religion or whatever it was he said. Well, obviously everyone knows that he's just making a point and that no one believes it. But why should I be offended by it? Because obviously that's just him saying things. I don't honestly believe that Joseph Smith or Brigham Young's spirit or them as a person or anything that will have any inflict on or impact, on them as a true individual has been done. I can understand that, the fact that we add them to the records of the church is offensive to some people, and I honestly get that, and that, I believe, is a theological value difference. And if that upsets you to the point where you feel necessary to go out and do something like this, I again don't mean to any disrespect or to knock down your own personal beliefs, but again, essentially what you're doing is believing that a church, in your opinion, that's not true, which I totally get, and that's fine, is writing their name on a piece of paper and recording it in the records. So unless you believe whatever theology you believe, that if there is in your theology a supreme ruler or a god or what have you, if you believe that supreme ruler and that god would do any damage or harm or have any kind of spiritual eternal consequences because we as mortals in a religion that, assuming you believe that theology is false, then we wrote their name on a piece of paper or had someone else baptized in their behalf. If you believe that that God or supreme ruler would actually punish or penalize or hold it against that being, that individual, then I'm sorry. I guess if the doctrine of your personal theology and your religion believes that, then I understand why you're offended. But to my knowledge, I don't know of any religion that would hold the actions of others accountable for an individual. And if it is, then I do apologize, and that is a theological difference that honestly we'll probably never be able to settle. Second of all, the official name of the Mormon Church is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Mormonism, Mormons, being called Mormons, those are nicknames, and that's fine. We accept it. We believe in what's called the Book of Mormon, and we believe that to be a historical record similar to the Bible from the American continent that testifies of Jesus Christ and his apostles and his mission on this earth. And again, coming from a previous non-member, I totally get that may think it's crazy, but the title of that book is called the Book of Mormon, and so that's where the nickname comes from. But ever since the church was founded, organized, voted on, and legally became a church, it has never been the Mormon Church. It is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So to call us non-Christian is ironic and funny because the name of our church is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. But hey, what's in a name, right? Another thing is that you can argue all the scholarly definitions you want from different theologians and professors about their definition of what A, Christianity is, and B, what a cult is. And there are many valid definitions for both out there that fit our church, that contradict one another. So I guess that describes your own personal belief system, but just to let you know, everything done in the Mormon Church, or the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, is centered around Jesus Christ, about his atonement on our behalf, his love for us, his grace for us, and everything in this church is done with the aim of taking mortal people who, because we're human, we will sin, we will fall short, and working past those downfalls and those weaknesses through repentance and through grace to live a life that is more centered and more based off Jesus Christ himself. Now again, I feel almost stupid for commenting on this because this is obviously a guy who just, no matter what argument you say, what reason you say, or just even the agree to disagree attitude, no matter what, he's going to hate Mormons, he's going to hate the beliefs, and he's going to make fun of our beliefs and make fun of it. But just to anyone out there who doesn't know anything about the religion, who doesn't know anything about our beliefs, this guy's representation of our church, of our religion, of what we believe personally about our Savior Jesus Christ is not accurate. It is his own personal rantings that, from everything I've seen and read based on this video, is based more on a negative stereotype than it is on actuality. And just to give you a rough idea, there are 13 million members of the church in the world, and I know that's small for a religion. I get that. But we're not just a crazy group of cultists who have multiple wives, who wear special underwear, and who, baptize dead people, okay? They're taking beliefs and doctrines of the church and they're seriously warping them and seriously putting a negative angle on them because of their own theological belief. And hey, if you think we're crazy for what we believe, I get that, and I don't blame you. And by no means am I saying that you have to join our church or that you have to accept our beliefs, but accept that we're normal day-to-day people. We live lives just like everyone else, and what we believe is what we believe. And I'm sure that there are a lot of religions out there, just like there is with everyone, that seem crazy, that seem odd. But realize that we're human beings, that we don't see our doctrines and our values as being crazy. And as odd as they may seem, there's obviously a reason that 13 million people believe in it. And I'm not trying to say that it's true. That's for you to decide on your own personal belief in God or gods or the absence of a God or whatever theological system you wanna adhere to is your business. I would invite you to learn more about our religion and our beliefs, just as I would any religion and any culture and any belief system. Learn more about it, but don't learn it from people who have chips on their shoulders like this guy, because he's seriously misrepresenting it, and the reasons why he's doing that are his own. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know, but we're normal people. We live day-to-day lives. I go to school full-time. I work 20 hours a week. I'm dating. I have a social life. I play guitar. I love music. I know a foreign language. I know American Sign Language. I have family. I have family problems. I get stressed. I'm a human being who's a Mormon, and I'm just a little frustrated and fed up at this point about all the negative beliefs about our religion, because they're just so off, and it's honestly entertaining. But I don't expect many people are watching this anyways. But if you are watching this, and if you're watching it because it was a response to that guy's video, just know that that's not accurate at all. And everything we do in our church is based around Jesus Christ. I'm personally so thankful for everything he did for me on my behalf. And I just hope that in response to this, there can be a little bit more religious tolerance and religious understanding about, albeit a crazy religion, our beliefs are not, traditional, or they may seem extreme to you, and that's fine, and I'm not demanding that you accept our beliefs, but don't listen to sources like this guy, because he's bitter, and there's more to our religion than what people who aren't in our religion are upset about and don't understand from our perspective. So again, if our religion and our beliefs offend you so much, I'm sorry, but we don't mean anyone any harm. And the reason we do perform baptisms for the dead is obviously because we believe the doctrines to be true. And so unless you also believe the doctrines to be true, I can see how you're offended that we do it, but we are just doing it in that case, if that's what you believe. Just as other religions say that all mankind is saved and accepted into a certain classification through certain acts or whatever. I'm not going to get into the theological principles of individual religions. Isn't that just as all-encompassing on the dead and the living and those unborn? You don't hear a lot of rhetoric out there about that, because I guess A, there aren't any presidential candidates who are running of that religion, and B, because it's just it's more accepted, and that's, again, whatever you believe, that's your belief system, and I support you in that, and I just ask for more tolerance and awareness about what we actually believe, and less hate, and less unbacked ranting. So, thank you.